Season's greetings to our viewers out there. It's a season of celebration. Yes, and we thank God for bringing us towards now, bringing us to the end of the year. In this episode of NIMASA podcast, we'll be having a very, very important conversation around making New Year resolutions. How do you follow through? Does it work, or is it just a form of myth rather? And of course, we need to discuss this conversation with me today is my boss. Would I call her my friend? What I mean, would I be my friend? I don't know. So I call him, this is Busola Mebude. Thank you for joining us on this edition. Welcome.
Thank you, Femi, for having me. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. I can see that in your dressing, you're already feeling like Christmas is already on the air. Thank you. So now, talking about resolutions, I know you are very familiar with this. Talking about resolutions, making New Year resolutions, and then some people make resolutions and give them 2 weeks. They've forgotten about it. Talk to us about making resolutions. What do you think about it?
Well, I, for one, feel that a resolution is something you must have imbibed over the years. I mean, like things that you have planned ahead of time, smart goals that you are able to achieve, not just coming up with lists at the end of the year, because the beginning of a new start for everybody. So, okay, you feel, oh, this is how to go about it. Let me make my list. This is how I would achieve so much in the new year. So they pack a lot of stuff
unachievable things sometimes.
Yes.
And even unrealistic stuff. Yes, exactly.
Lofty goals on their list. And then by the time you start, you see that these things are really not achievable, because by week 1, week 2, week 3, you're already fagged out. You can't go on with that, so they discard it and life goes on as usual, like it normally goes.
Okay, now taking a stock of 2025, maybe you may have made some resolutions, right? I don't know. You want to talk to us about what were your resolutions at the beginning of this year, and so far so good. If you're to look back on your lists and you start taking them, were you able to follow through?
Okay, I really didn't make any resolutions. I just hand over my plans to God, and I take a day as it comes, a day at a time. Baby steps. I have a goal, I achieve it, I move on to the next. I don't make a list. When you make a list, it pressures you into wanting to achieve everything that is on your list, and at the end of the day, you make nothing of it. You don't get to that point where you achieve those goals. So I usually don't make such goals.
Okay, maybe I will try to cast your mind back to when you were much younger, right? I know December 31, for those who are Christians, they go for watch night service, that's crossover service and all that. And they are made to probably just go and make a list of prayer points and all that. Have you ever done this before? How did it work for you?
Yes, I have, actually. I have. And when I look back, there's gratitude in my heart, because I find out that most of those things were actually achieved. I mean, talking about spiritual part now.
Okay. But
I'm talking about when it has to do with your work or day-to-day activities. Sometimes those goals don't really work, because when life gets busy, there are other things that will interfere with those goals, and you might not necessarily achieve everything.
Okay, so I was going to ask you now, can you link up this making resolutions with work-life balance? Is there a link between them? Now, maybe let's say, this year, I have some friends, I have to do it with some friends. Next year, I'm going to add more friends. I'm going to be more hardworking next year. I'm going to have my master's next year. I'll have this professional certificate next year. All in 1 year. I'm going to have my PhD, start next year and all. So now, how does it rub off on the work, on your workspace? Okay, let's say for someone who is maybe a perpetual latecomer to work, next year I'm going to start coming early to work, and all that. And maybe let's say January first week, early bird, second week early bird. After a while, back to usual, back to normal. What do you have to say about this?
Okay, so there's a saying that 21 days, it takes 21 days for an habit to be formed, for a habit to be formed.
Okay.
So if you do that and you are able to make it to day 21, I feel it already becomes, a habit for you. So also, I feel that making resolutions, in respect to life and work balance, you need to find a middle ground. your work comes first.
Okay.
Whatever, anywhere you take it, your work. People will say family comes first, but your work comes first, because without your salary, there will be no family to manage. Do you understand? So you know how to draw the line between work and your life, how to balance it out between, work and life.
There's this December, January conversation that we hear every now and then. Like, okay, your November salary is for your December, your December salary should last you till February. People say that January feels like 100 days on its own. Like it's like more than every normal month. Why is it that way?
I believe is an individual thing, because if you manage your funds properly, you should be able to. I mean, you've lived from January to December anyways, and then you've managed your funds. What's the cost for not being able to manage between December and January?
Okay, I think I can help you there, Mrs. Mebude. Now, January, for some people maybe they pay rent in January.
Yeah.
They pay new school fees for, they get into a lot of, December expenses. They traveled home maybe to their villages, and they come back and then it feels like, wow, salary is not, it's like you are counting January 1 and it's like, on January 1, the time is still 3 p.m. and it feels like it's already like, we should be in the next year already. So it feels like it's a longer time for people, right? That's what I think.
Yes.
So, yes, so it's a personal thing, though. How to manage that. So why is it this way? And how do people manage themselves?
I still feel that people should be able to put things aside. Maybe set money aside. You already know you're paying rent in January anyways. Set monthly money aside towards that. And then don't overspend, because during festive period people are in high spirits,
and then you're
in high spirits, and you just want
to wear and all that. So you have to also so how do you
just cut your coat according to your clothes? According to your
clothes
now,
is it according
not
to
your size now,
not your size
now. To the clothes.
Okay, because if according to your size, it might be bigger, and then of course might be spending more money, and
you might be spending.
So I think also in this festive season now, what's your advice to that man and that woman on the street on how to manage themselves? For example, there's a man there who doesn't have money, he doesn't have food to eat and all that. What do you have to say about them? Now, I know it's a season of giving, sharing in love and all that, But in the spirit of giving, you may also want to remember there are some people that have this entitlement mentality. They're already calculating. Maybe, you are a big woman now, Auntie Mebude. Somebody's already calculating, Auntie Mebude will give me 50K. A husband will give me 50K. How do you, manage this kind of people? What should they do in managing their expectations?
Well, I've never experienced that.
Because I'm sure you're going to give me 50K.
I haven't experienced, entitled people, maybe families, friends. If I feel you're entitled, I'll call you up and tell you. I'm not one to just sit back and, watch things happen like that. I'll talk to you. You understand? But it's a season of giving. I feel everybody should just, look at that person beside you. Look at that man on your street, maybe a menial worker, maybe your maid, and just, stretch something out to them.
Okay,
show love this season.
Thank you very much. We're in the media space, like right? What's your message to our maritime media stakeholders on this Christmas season?
I would like to wish them a very Merry Christmas. I want to thank them for being there through the year. We wouldn't have done it without them. Thank for your support, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Mebude. But before you go, I've never done this on this program before. I want you to sing a Christmas song for people out there. Just sing. Please sing. La 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 la.
Ding dong merrily on high, in heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is risen with angels singing.
Thank you very much. So it's Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance to our viewers out there. Thank you for staying with us all through this year. We wish you all the best in the coming year. thank you once again, and thank you, Mrs. Mebude, for joining
Thank
us
you
on
for
this
having me, Femi.
edition. I remain your
Thank you
host.
very
My
much.
name is Femi Kumuyi. Merry Christmas. Bye.